we're not dead. Welcome back.
I'm slowly dying.
Yeah, that's a different story. I might hit him later, and you'll see the reason why at the end. But, yeah, we're not dead. We took almost like a hiatus. Not really. Basically, videos have been going up for two reasons. One, life, editing, all that. And two, it was kind of strategically planned. So the videos that we have planned up are just deck profiles of Gold Paladin or Kami, as well as any other deck profiles from the Violet's the Leader. Reason those haven't gone up, and I guess it's a good reason, is because we're going to Atlanta, and I don't want people to know what we're running.
Fair enough.
So, they'll go up after Atlanta. Speaking of which, tomorrow is Atlanta.
If you're watching this, it's probably past it. But.
Yeah. And we got a lot to talk about and a lot to cover since we haven't covered a lot in a lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is technically 17.5 because episode 17 we recorded, but I forgot about and then post, so it's a lost episode, I guess. Either way, we're just gonna cover some stuff, not too much, and yeah, and we'll talk about. We're just gonna talk, nice and chill. Alice? No feedback. No feedback from this man. Anyway, going into the week's leaks, or 2 weeks leaks, or 3 weeks leaks technically, or whatever. Just covering some key cards.
Cover stuff that we haven't talked about yet.
Exactly, and that we think it's really good. And starting off with Nova Grappler. Nova Grappler finally showing some good stuff. Finally getting support after almost a year. I just want my clan to get some stuff, okay? Either way, Brutal Jack is back. Yeah, pun. And he is better than ever. He has 3 skills. First, continuous Vanguard Rearguard. During your turn, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, making him a 19k attacker. So, second skill, continuous Rearguard. This unit cannot stand during stand phase. And the third skill is Act Rearguard. Once per turn, cost rest 2 Rearguards and stand this unit. Really good card for Nova Grappler. Alex?
Initially, this is kind of like a meh card. Like, the power's great because he's the Vanguard and it gets past triggers, so. And 19 alone is good in general, especially throw it on like Cell Circle.
29.
Yeah, I mean, hits magic numbers while your opponents are great too. The restrictions though of the resting is kind of meh, but we'll talk about that later as there's a lot of cards that kind of balance it out.
Yep. When this got first announced, it wasn't really clear of how this would affect the game. And now that we got more stuff to reveal that we're going to talk about later, it makes more sense and actually synergizes with the deck in the way it wants to play right now really beautifully. Mm. But adding to it is a triple rare grade 1 for Nova Grappler. Claydol Mechanic is back. And like in the olden days, he still counter charges, but he has extra skills now. So his auto ability is Rearguard. When placed, if you have a total of 4 or less cards in your hand and rearguards, draw a card. So this kind of helps with the whole Nova Grappler of my hand's dismal, at least I need more attackers, let me at least get 1 more card, put it on Excel.
Yeah.
And then its other skill is counter charge. When you counter blast, retire this unit and counter charge. Really good in my opinion.
Again, the cards we're going to talk about later, these cards by themselves are kind of okay, but all together synergize to something really nice.
Yep. So this got leaked March 5th, so this was almost a month ago. Sorry for not covering it sooner, but we're going to skip it forward ahead all the way to March 10th when Blaster Rapier got leaked. So Blaster Rapier is a very fun card, and it adds to the Blaster engine. And just to confirm right now, all Blaster cards that in the new set, regardless of how the texts are different, still their effects of 6 different blasters still work the same. You have to have 6 different blaster, 6 different units with blaster in their card names. Their names have to be different, but they have to have blaster in the card name. That still stands. It doesn't matter how the text is worded. That still stands for all blaster units. And Rapier is not an exception. So its continuous ability is if you have 6 types of units with blaster in their card names, this unit gets power plus 15, basically eliminating a need to put a force marker into her.
Yeah.
And then her second ability is Auto Rearguard. When it attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Blaster or Arc Saber in its card name, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of your deck.
I mean, it's like pretty good. Just stacking in Royals is always a good thing, and the fact that it's already like better than a force marker, without even a force marker.
And this does implement the whole idea, because blasters, the way they're going to do it in this set, each blaster kind of represents one person from the anime, and mostly the Miyagi Club, Card Flight Club.
Mm-hmm.
This is meant to represent Misaki, and you can see the influence.
Yeah, especially with the look at the top card.
Correct. Now, fast forwarding again a couple of weeks, and
Slowly catching back up.
very much so, we're actually going to talk about more blasters. I'm going to cover this guy real quick because he's the part of the blaster family. Blaster Javelin, inspired by Naoki.
Yep.
Continuous rear guard. During the battle, it boosted if you have a Vanguard with Blaster or Arcserion's card name. This unit gets plus 2,000 power. So it's a 10k booster, which is not bad. And its second ability is Auto Rear Guard. When it boosts, if you have 6 units with Blaster and their different card names, choose a rear guard in your opponent's front row and bind it. Just adds that little extra control. If you want to get like a Promise Daughter off the board or something annoying off the board, Rule Jack for example.
And you can see that it's inspired by Naoki because it is binding.
Correct. And then the big boy himself, we also had leaked Messiah Chlor Blaster. Now, granted, this was around March 19th, which is almost like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But still, he got leaked, and we're going to talk about him. So, Messiah Chlor Blaster, the big honcho. He has 2 abilities. Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, if you have 6 units with Blaster in their different card names, this unit gets the original power and critical of all of your rear guards. His second ability is Auto Vanguard. When your drive check reveals a card with Blaster in its card name, you may call that card to an open rear guard. I like it. I'll be honest. I like it.
It's balanced, honestly. If you get the effect off, then you got the effect off, and if you don't have the perfect guard, you're pretty much gonna die.
Yeah, pretty much. Like this hits, like you have 5 different blaster units, and assuming you have a 10k, a 10k, and 8ks in the back row, that comes out to a total of 44 extra power to his already 53, which means he's a 57 attacker with 6 critical. Like, that is a big number.
Yeah, and that's not including anything else. And being able to make a board out of nothing is always still good too. So if you don't have all your key pieces, you can attack and hope that, like, if you drop check, have more come out.
Like, you can literally YOLO in a little bit, because you can have 4 different units of blaster and you're missing that one, and you swing with Vanguard first, and they say, let's say 2 to pass, and you rip a blaster that you're missing, call it at open, look at the power he just gets in the criticals. You basically win the game at that point.
Yeah.
But, you know, people playing against this probably won't do 2 to pass if they see an open rear guard. They're not going to risk that.
Even if you 2 to pass this thing, like, if you see they're just missing one blaster, and they just leave that spot open, like, you need a perfect guard.
Yeah.
There could be a chance that they rip it and just kind of out of nowhere just kill you.
Because you got to think, it needs 6 different blasters. So, yeah. Assuming he's on Vanguard, and you have 4 different ones, that's 5 different blasters already.
Yeah.
Well, the blasters that get leaked in this set, there's Messiah Blaster, of course. Yeah. You have Rapier, you have Dagger, you have Javelin, you have Sword, and you have, oh my god, what am I missing?
By the way, we're still missing Sword.
Yeah, we're still missing Sword, but like I said, Rapier, Javelin, Arrow, Dagger, Sword, Hin, those are the ones that are just coming out of the set.
Yeah, that's not including Blaster Blade or Escapade.
Exactly, so you have 8 different blaster units, which is amazing. So if you have already 5, you're missing you have 3 options. You have literally 3 options. So if you're running 4 of everything blaster, that is 12 cards in your deck. Essentially 12 cards in your deck, and chances of hitting that combo.
Yeah. And if you're not hitting them, then more than likely you're ripping a trigger and you're wanting to do anyways.
Yeah. It's a good card nonetheless.
Yeah.
So, continuing on. Now that we covered him, we can kind of skip over some stuff, move more forward in time. Yada yada yada. Just needed like a clock. Come on. Hey, okay. Premium collection finally started getting leaked, and we've actually caught up a lot to present day because not much has leaked since Messiah.
Yeah.
Like, they've put us on a dry spell. Actually, hold up. Did we cover the Bermuda one?
Oh, you talking about the crazy one?
Yeah.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think I skipped over that one somehow.
It's right there.
How did I skip over this one? There was a Bermuda card that kind of broke the game a little bit.
I don't know if it broke it didn't break. It did break the game, but it's not going to be.
It's
actual game breaking.
Yeah, it's doing the thing that I always say Bermuda do, and is they look at the game that is state as now, and they say we want to do something completely out of left field. Just we want our own damn thing that's nowhere near what y'all are doing. And the Bermudas did it, like always. They did it with Harmony when it first came out. Keywords. Oh, stop, Randy.
Nope, Melody.
Oh, Melody. Well, you did it again with Melody, yeah. But I'm talking about this thing. This thing is a grade 4 for Bermuda. Its name is Heart Monopoly Anzeka. As you can see, she does have the force marker, and she is a 14k base. But there's something special about her. Now, she does implement the same mechanic like all the other Bermuda grade 4s, which is when she's placed, she looks at top 10 cards, and for every non-trigger different card. Basically, I'm going to read the effect and let everything will make sense. Yeah. Her effect is Auto Vanguard. When placed, reveal 10 cards from the top of your deck and shuffle your deck. If all of the normal units revealed have different card names, acquire one imaginary gift, Force, Excel, and Protect in any order. Why you gotta break the game?
I mean, it's a cool effect, but here's my issue with it in general. And it's because all these grade 4s have the same kind of ability to look at the top 10. It requires you to build a deck that only has one copy of things.
Maybe two.
Maybe two.
Like you can run 2 of her, because if you ride on Vanguard and look at the top 10 and she's there, that doesn't count, so you...
But at the same time, like, do you want to sacrifice consistency of running different things just to get this to go off, or do you just want to go pure Melody, which...
Agreed.
Spoiler alert, kind of been doing good in tournaments.
Very much so. And I completely agree with you. It is that this is a fun idea. Like, this is a fun deck.
Yeah.
If someone makes a competitive deck and it works, sure. But for right now, this is a fun deck. Because you gotta think. One, it's a grade 4, so you need to come from a grade 3. That grade 3 already makes a force marker, so a force marker already exists.
Yeah.
You place this, you make another force marker, so that's 2 force markers somewhere on the board.
Yeah.
And then you use her ability, and let's say it goes off. You have a Force, Excel, and Protect in any order. Like, you can do Protect last or first, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
The Excel and Force part does matter, though.
Yeah,
because you can put a Force marker on an Excel mark.
So, yeah.
So, you do her ability, it goes off. Now you have 3 Force markers on board, you have an Excel marker somewhere, and you have a Protect marker in hand.
Yep.
How stupid is that? Anyway, continuing. Fast forward to present day, premium collection leaks are finally happening. And, of course, they leak. The first thing they leak is a Bermuda card.
Because they wanted to troll the internet.
Yes. Speaking of Harmony, it's Harmony!
It's not Melody, it's her that's Harmony.
Like I said, it's Harmony. You're still out of it. Shut up. Wishful Sunny Stage Shandi. Auto Vanguard Harmony.
By the way, this is the Stride Father from Bermuda from back in the day.
Oh yeah, it is. Sweet. Anyway, Auto Vanguard Harmony. So it has a Harmony ability. Continuous Vanguard. If you have 6 or more units in Harmony, this unit gets critical for each face-up card in your G zone. Like, damn, that's a big ass critical.
Somebody wants to be a Masonic Cord Blaster.
Yep. And then her third ability, is Auto Vanguard. When it attacks, costs Counterblast 1, turn a card in your G-Zone face up, look at 10 cards from the top of your deck, call up to the same number of cards from among them as your units in Harmony to rearguard, and shuffle your deck. Can you say multi-attack?
So, I want to say that this thing, again, is just like Masonic Cord Blaster, where if you don't guard this, you're going to die.
Very much so.
Like, if this thing is alive, like, you're dying if it hits. But at the same time, there's no power on this one, unlike Masonic Lord, so it should be easier to guard. The biggest thing to come out of this is the multi-attack. You can attack with the whole board of Harmony, attack with this, and get a whole other board of Harmony. It's out of nowhere. It's pretty much like Primavera back in the day. Except this one's also going to have double critical if all those are in harmony.
I just realized something.
It's going to have like at least 6 critical.
I just realized something.
Or more.
I know this isn't a harmony deck, but who says you can't run the grade 3 with Force Marker?
Oh yeah, you can still run this. Yeah. All you need is cards with harmony and this, because you just put something behind this.
And harmony's already there.
The whole Vanguard columns in harmony, columns in harmony. And then all you need to do is just have 2 other rear guards with harmony, and then you play something in them.
Yep.
And then there you go.
Stupid.
Oh yeah, and also the stuff it calls off the top of the deck I don't think has to be in harmony either. So as long as you have this little splash of harmony in your deck, you can do it.
Very much so. Continuing on. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I'm going to pop it up here, but I'm also going to pop it down here. Because Wander... Okay, one more disclaimer. We knew Star Corpse was going to be in this set from the beginning, from the cover photo.
Or Starhulk.
There we go. The technical term, or the translation of the one they're using for this set is Starhulk, which I'm just fucking excited about. That just sounds cool to me.
I kind of like Star Corpse better.
I like Star Corpse better, but I like Starhulk just because I can dumb my way out and go Hulk Star Smash. Hulk Smash!
The Star Corps sounded like they just went to planet and killed things, and they're just the corpses of what's left. Like, it sounded so much more menacing, in my opinion.
Very much so. But, nonetheless, Wandering Starhulk ruler Branded is back. I know he's up here, but I like to show it nonetheless. Oh my god. Oh, and I say he's back. Technically, I don't know how to say this. Because he was in the manga. They made a Japanese-only promo of him, which is stupid.
So us here in America never got it.
Correct. So technically, this is his second appearance, first appearance in English.
Yes.
His effect is amazing, by the way.
Oof. Excuse me.
Just a little backstory. The leaders almost made me quit the game.
Yeah.
Because it was just so frustrating.
Like, this man literally, got so frustrated at the leaders. It was sad.
I know most people say you gotta know how to play the deck. And I'm okay with that. If someone shows me, and then I see that I was in the wrong, sure. But till someone shows me, I just can't figure it out, so I'm not gonna play the deck. It's just
it's
frustrating.
It's not just us. Some of our other friends have also been saying the same thing. It's just it takes too much resources, and there's no advantage in it.
Yep. But I've been playtesting Brandon, and I fell in love with the game again.
I mean, it's a good card.
It's so fun. Okay, stop talking about how fun he is and actually tell him the ability. So Brandon has one ability and one ability only because he only needs one ability.
Yep.
Act, Vanguard, Cost, Counterblast 1, and Soul Blast 1. Until the end of your opponent's turn, change the following effects for your opponent's trigger effects other than power increase to critical. Your Vanguard gets critical -1 until the end of battle, and heal, deal 1 damage to your Vanguard. Alex, you've played against it. Tell me how the mentality going against this is.
So, this essentially does what a lot of card players wanted in Vanguard that doesn't like Vanguard, and it takes the luck back out of the game and then puts back in skill. It puts luck in the favor of whoever's playing this card, just because your triggers will still work, but your opponents won't. Well, correction, they will. If you're playing an Excel deck, more than likely yours are going to work because you're probably playing more draws and fronts anyways, and this doesn't touch them, so you're safe in that end. If you're playing like a Force or Protect deck that are running crits, and OTT, Shadow Power, and etc., this can really hurt just because. Unless your Vanguard's already double critical, which luckily in our playtesting I've been playing Grand Blue against it. It's actually a pretty decent counter, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Just because you can manipulate your triggers just by milling, and then your Vanguard's already double critical. But back to what I was saying earlier is you gotta leave yourself. If you're at 4 damage, you can't afford to drive check a heal, just because if you drive check a heal, you're putting yourself at 5, or if you take a heal damage and it's the heal, you die. You have to keep yourself at 3 damage, or you have to be very careful with how you play it.
So there's a thing that's happening with this thing. Yes, it keeps the power. So powers are still there. So
Yeah.
1 to pass, 2 to pass is still there. The damage is different. Because it changes criticals, it can not only make the Vanguard not hit, but it makes all rear guards 1 critical and 1 critical only. Unless the rear guard has its own ability that gains its criticals.
Or even worse is, honestly, if you're, I mean, think about it this way. If you come at it, you can just take the Vanguard hit at all times if it's not double critical. Because if you're only I can take 1 damage. Okay, cool. I know your Vanguard will never be above 1 damage.
Exactly. And I know your rear guards are not going to be above 1 damage. Like I said in the playtest in Rambler, you throw that fucking Skull Dragon down and it's a big ass number, and I don't got a PG, I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, it's only going to be 1 damage. Like, perfect guard the Vanguard, or guard the Vanguard with however many cards I got. You rip a critical, that just helps me in my favor. If you pass it, you just go down and trigger.
Yeah.
And then your Skull Dragon, it's a big number, is still just 1 damage.
Yeah. And with the grade 1 that got leaked a while back, and some other cards we might talk about in a little while, you can help manipulate that into your damage.
The first Starhulk that we saw was a combination of him and the starter. His ability is rear guard. You can Soul Blast the starter to look at the top card of your opponent's deck. And then you may bind that card or put it back. This manipulates that. Early game, you can go, I can rush him a little bit. Let me look at the top card. It's not a trigger. Put it back. Or it's a trigger. Bind it to guarantee they not ripping defensive triggers. Late game, you use this. You look at the top of their deck. You go, oh, it's a heal trigger. Let me put this back on top. And now they have to guard everything. Otherwise, they're going to take double damage.
Or if you're going again, I want to talk about a card, but I can't.
We're going to talk about it later, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah. There might be ways to manipulate it during your opponent's turn.
Keep that in mind. But coming back to it, like, yes, front triggers and draw triggers are not affected, but that doesn't stop everything else. Like, it does involve skill, because like I said, everything now is 1 critical unless the Vanguard gains criticals on its own. And that helps with, okay, I can take that, I can guard that, I don't need to worry about it. That takes so much out of the game. Because you don't have to worry about your opponent ripping double criticals. I'm looking at you, OTT, and then putting them on something and you having to go, oh shit.
But it does not stop stuff like, say, Masonic Wood Blaster. I mean, if they're already at 6 critical, it's still gonna go down to 4. It's still 4 damage.
Like,
and
this, in my opinion,
Blaster Dragons too.
This, in my opinion, is the reason Messiah has the effect he has. Like, they made this card first. They knew they were gonna change triggers, and they said, "How do we stop this with blasters? Because they have to do it in the anime. Well, just give it 6 critical."
Yeah. By the way, do note this is just the triple rare. This is not the VR brand.
Me and him have been playtesting with the subjects come out. We're still missing 1 more triple rare to come out. We're still missing some rares here and there, and we're still missing the VR.
No, we're missing 2 triple rares.
No, 1. I looked at the wiki. Just 1 triple rare missing for Link Joker.
Oh, so we're only gonna get a grade 1 or a grade 2 triple rare.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And a couple more rares are here and there missing. But nonetheless, triple rare is missing. A couple more cards here and there in the under rarities, and the VR is missing. And just from the stuff we already got leaked, Alex can tell you, how hard is that deck to compete?
Oh, it makes you think real hard about your decisions, because if you just make a wrong decision, you can just screw yourself over. While they can just say do nothing.
Correct. All right, I think that's enough of that card.
Yeah.
As much fun as it is, and as much as I love it, we got to go on into this other stuff that I love. So there was a stream this Tuesday that leaked very much what I called they were going to leak. We saw more Nova Grappler stuff and more rulings, and I'm going to go from the bottom up for this. So, Beast Deity, Scarlet Bird, or as I like to call it, Bird Iron Man, or Iron Bird. It looks like Iron Man. I'm not taking that back at all.
You stuck with it.
Yeah, It looks like Iron Man. I'm gonna stick with it. This is where Brutal Jack's skill actually starts coming to light, and even Scream Announcer Shout skill also starts coming to light why they're resting. Its skill is Auto Rearguard. When placed during your main phase, cost Soul Blast 1, stand all of your units if you stand 2 or more units, and if Beast Deity White Tiger is in your soul, draw a card. Beast Deity White Tiger is the new starter. 1, it draws you a card. 2, it stands all your units, which means if you use Brutaljack or you do some other combos, you can stand them back up. And it'll even make more sense once you cover the VR. And if you start 2 or more, you draw a card. So you're basically replacing itself. Another key part of note about this is also now a great matchup against Murakuma.
Yep, so if that ever becomes a big meta threat, then this is definitely the deck.
Yep, because Zangeki you can't stand in your stand phase. This says stand all your units, including the Vanguard. So it goes around Zangeki, which is a very important part. Anyway, continuing on, Beast Deity Black Tortoise also got leaked. This was a vanilla grade 2 back in the day. Now it has an ability. Its ability is Act Rearguard. Once per turn, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Stand this unit and attack your opponent's Vanguard with it. If the attack did not hit, at the end of the battle, stand this unit. Again, this is another part where Brutaljack. Like you can use Brutaljack, stand it, res this thing to stand Brutaljack, and then use its skill, stand it, attack with it in the main phase, and if it doesn't hit, it just stands back up.
Yeah.
And then you can use the bird if it's resting and stand it back up, whatever. But this alludes to the concept of early attack, or extra attack, or whatever you want to call it. Attacking during your main phase.
Aquaforce better do something fun, because now they just kind of stole the thunder of August and Tidal Assault with this.
Imagine this with August and Tidal Assault. Like, I'm going to attack you like 3 times in my main phase, and now I'm going to do my 4th wave abilities already.
Yeah.
That's just amazing in my opinion.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a silencing button on this thing and it doesn't have one.
It don't.
Damn. Anywho, it's a really fun card in real combos. The only downside to it is it doesn't gain power, so you gotta be really careful, especially with no grapple, because yes, you can early attack. If they rip a trigger on that early attack, you gotta be really smart about your next few moves.
I mean, if they're a grade 2 and you're not a Force Clan, then it's cool because like more than likely you're just gonna ride this, create the Excel circle, ride something, create an Excel circle, put this on the Excel circle, swing 19, it stands, they hit a trigger, cool. It still hits because they're at 19.
Correct. And if they're at 5 damage, they're gonna have to guard this, which means you're getting an extra attack in for free because it's gonna just stand back up.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we get to the VR and more of the extra attack. So the VR is Beast Deity Azure Dragon. We finally got him. I do like his pose. There are.
Hey, just think the SVR.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Silver
oh,
Warriors.
they might do what they did with Dimensional Robo and make him bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing. But its skill is Auto Vanguard. When placed, cost Counterblast 1, draw a card, call a card from your hand to rearguard, and attack your opponent's Vanguard with that unit. If the attack did not hit at the end of the battle, stand that unit. Amazing in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what the Tortoise you said, so it definitely feels like Aquaforce with August plays because you go, okay, ride this Counterblast, draw, call Tortoise, it swings. 19, cool.
Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, stand and swing again.
Swing again. It misses, it doesn't hit, cool, it stands again, and then attack again.
Like it's just a good card. And it also has another ability which just synergizes with the whole deck. Auto Vanguard, when it attacks, costs Counterblast 1 and stand one of your rear guards. It's simple, but it's effective.
If you don't see your grade 1 to stand your Brutaljack, there's a way to stand it.
Or if you don't have multiple units to rest to stand Brutaljack.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you're standing something. So if everything goes according to plan, you're either standing something that's already at rest that you want to swing, or you're swinging with something first and then Vanguard and attacking with standing it again and just having more attacks again.
Yeah.
Like what Nova Grappler likes to do.
I mean, if you think about it, if your opponent's grade 2 and at 4 or 5 damage, you can just go. If you have 3 Counterblast to spare, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks just off of just a 1 rear guard. Just because of using Tortoise skill over and over and over again, and then using your Vanguard skill to counterblast and restand it.
Oh, very much.
And then that's not including the drive checks, because since you're restanding it, you can just throw the triggers right after it on it.
Now we go into more premium collection cards, and this is the latest one, and we've caught up with all the leaks, certainly at least as of Thursday.
No.
Huh?
We're still missing the Starhulk grade 2 and 1.
Black Rose never updated us, so let me find those real quick. You are correct, though. Let me find those real quick. You talk about something else. Your iPad's being stupid.
Yeah, it's Facebook's being stupid actually.
Very much so. Talk, boy, talk.
I don't know what to talk about. So
I don't know. Talk about Beast Deity more.
Beast Deity. Just so you know, the bird is set up for a possible infinite loot combo
In premium.
There's a grade 2 with Rush and it bounces cards, so you can use him along with the shout announcer guy.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, if you keep losing with it, you can make your opponent draw the deck out. Just because that guy says, I think it's something's I forgot how the loop works, but basically the Rush guy bounces the.
You're basically milling your opponent out.
Yeah.
Like, because of the Screaming Announcer shout, both of you are taking a card from your deck. It's either going to hand or soul. It doesn't matter. Both of you are losing a card. Mm-hmm. If you have more cards in your hand than deck than your opponent, you're going to slowly mill them out, because there is a combo where it rest this, stand this, call this, rest this, call this, stand this, and it keeps on going because there is a bounce engine with the bird. The only downside to the combo is if you run out of soul to pay the soul blast costs, you're just kind of stuck there, and now you can't do nothing, and that whole idea is not gonna work. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to go off of the luck of you always winning or losing depending on how Screaming Announcer works. Mm-hmm. That comparison with your opponent.
On the brighter note though is this
Facebook.
This is more like this is a GB effect, so you're gonna be a first strike at least. So if you have a decent amount of soul, at least you can draw the cards equal to your soul.
Correct.
So at least you can get a hand back from having a bad spot, if that's what you wish.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. You could just kind of go throw tortoise.
Okay, finally I got it. Facebook's being stupid, so I actually went to the wiki. Okay, so we have 2 more Starhulks that got announced, and they're both really good synergizing with the deck. First, we got Starhulk Lataluk. I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, very much so. It's a grade 2. 10k power like always, but his abilities are really nice, and you want to build this deck the way this ability tells you to. Auto Rearguard, when your drive check reveals a card with Starhulk in its card name, this unit gets power 10,000 until the end of turn. Like, it just starts getting powerful. Basically, your Starhulks become triggers.
Yep.
And then its other ability is the thing we've been alluding to, is auto when it intercepts. If you have a Vanguard with Starhulk in its card name, look at the top card of your opponent's deck, you may bind that card. So let's here assume you used Brand. Mm-hmm. And the trigger effects are now, swapped. Your opponent swings, you intercept with this. You look at the top card of their deck. It's a heal trigger. You put it back and you say, it still hits me. Like, I wasted a 5k shield, but it still hits me. They drive check, it's a heal trigger, they get damage. Granted, they still get the power, but if they're at 5 damage, that's death. If they're at 4 damage, that's closer to death.
No, it is death at 4 damage. Oh, wait, never mind. That's different. You're right.
Either way, it's, detrimental. Same thing can be said for critical triggers. You look at the top card, it's a critical, you put it back, you literally can take the Vanguard hit now. Yeah. If it's 1 critical, that is. And then if it's not a trigger while Brand is active, and you just see something like a front or a draw or a card you don't want them to have, just bind it. That just increases the chances of them hitting a heal or a crit. Yep. Like, there was one game, Jason, our good friend that's also going to be in Atlanta, he was playing Great Nature against me, and I was testing this out. Well, he was at 4 damage, actually. No, he was at 5 damage, swung, and this was him playing for the first time against the deck, so he didn't exactly have the right mentality playing against it. I have both these 2 on rearguard, so I go first intercept, look at the cards, it's a normal unit, bind it. Second intercept, look at the card, it's a normal unit, bind it. And I said, I think I said 1 to pass or something. So he drove check, and the next card was a heal trigger. Killed him right then and there. If I didn't look at the top 2, it wouldn't have. Yeah. So yeah, it really does come in handy, and if you know how to use it correctly, it'll be a really good card. Especially even early game. Let's say you ride this, call him, and then their grade 2 Vanguard swings at you. Well, intercept with this, look at the top card, oh, it's a critical trigger. Let me bind it so you don't double crit me early.
Yeah. It's definitely a control deck, which is kind of cool. Definitely, I mean, I definitely see this being really good if they get more Starhulks. But it really comes down to how much Starhulks they print because.
We're definitely getting another grade 4 because of right now we have the grade 3 branded. We have him, and there is no other grade 2 Starhulk unfortunately yet.
I think there's still going to be another grade 3. So there's going to be probably. I think Ringer is probably more likely going to be a grade 4.
Yeah. So you got Brent, you got Ringer, you have this grade 2.
And then you're going to probably have another grade 3.
Probably another grade 2.
Yeah.
We already have 2 grade 1s.
Yeah.
And we have okay, I don't kind of start. So we got 8 cards.
Yeah.
In a sense.
There's a good chance of it getting for 10k.
Correct. So, going to the other grade 1 that got leaked with Starhulk. 8k power, Starhulk Chiral. Auto rearguard when placed costs Counterblast 1. Reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck. Put up to 1 grade 2 or greater card with Starhulk in its card name from among them into your hand and put the rest into your drop zone. Like, I'd love if this guy went back to deck and shuffle instead of drop zone. But I can see why, since, the whole abilities are kind of controlling. Yeah. I also don't like the Counterblast cost, because with Brent, you Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 to activate him, which we forgot to mention, it's an act ability. So you can have just one of them and always have him active. Mm-hmm. So your resource manager is very important, and as of right now, we have no other counter charge in Link Joker other than a delete counter charge. So yeah, you got to be really careful with your resources. Otherwise, this could save you of, you don't have the grade 3, you don't have the grade 2, maybe you're going to get them, look at the top 4, yada yada yada. Not a bad card. Just for the grade 2 purposes, you would run it for getting the Starhulk name. Mm-hmm. Yeah! So, back to Fasabok.
And the most recent leak.
Correct. More premium collection, more stupidity.
So, I love how this man misread this card.
I didn't misread it,
You misread it.
Okay, I misread it. It's underwhelming at first, and then when you start realizing what other cards exist, it becomes really OP.
So, this card is great, not because of the skill in general. The skill in general is kind of okay. But when you think of it in Royal Paladin in general is what makes it great.
So, by the way,
it's Royal Paladin.
Yeah, Royal Paladin. Premium collection, grade 4, Stride. Speaking of which, imagine someone running this in a Bushiroad tournament and having to write the name. Win Absolute Divine Knight, Saint of Twin Sword.
Oh my god, the fact that a Royal Paladin card has this long of a name makes me scared to see Gear Chronicles.
Yeah, or Kagura's.
Oh boy. We already know Kagura's.
Oh yeah.
We know the name, we just don't know what it does.
Either way, yeah, you're right on the Gear Chronicle part though.
Yeah.
So, there's a Stride. Looks so interesting. Has no keyword, has no restriction. Only thing you need is a counterblast and a booster, and that's it. So its skill is Auto Vanguard. When it attacks a Vanguard while boosted, cost counterblast 1 and turn a card in your G zone face up. Search your deck for up to 2 grade 2 cards, call in the rear guard, and shuffle your deck. Now, at first sight, this is not that impressive.
And yeah, you get 2 extra attacks in, so it'll form a multi-attack.
It's really impressive when you read the second ability. When your rear guard is placed from deck, that unit gets power 5,000 until the end of turn for each face-up card in your G-Zone.
So, I'm gonna do all...
Before you do the combo, because I think you're going over there, right?
No, I was just gonna say, like, just how a bunch of, like, Royal Paladin stuff calls things out of the deck.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, here's this, boof. Here's this, boof, boof, boof. Like, all these cards coming out of the deck, just getting buffs at 5 every G-Zone.
Yeah, so imagine this is your either second stride or your first stride and you G-guarded or whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's say you have 4 face-up after using its first skill. Okay, I'm going to call these 2 grade 2s from the first skill. I have 4 face-up cards in my G-Zone. Plus 20, plus 20.
There's heals already, at least.
Yep. Not to mention, like we said, this is premium. So you can technically run it in a Brave deck that runs, and I forgot the units mentioned, but I'm going to try to find the pictures and pop them up here. These 2.
Solon
Solemn, different fight. I think everybody covered it.
Oh, I was talking about the actual unit's name. I think it's Sullivan or Sullivan.
Sullivan, yeah. Every YouTuber covered it already, the combo. But basically, this one calls that one calls this one calls that one calls this one. Resources are a thing, but nonetheless, they can call each other.
And thanks to this guy, they all get the buffs.
So, expect to get hit multiple times and expect to get hit hard. Honolly's at that point really look good.
Yeah, Honolly looking real. No, just in premium question. This plus the Bermuda, like
Honolly's are looking really good. Hashtag Honolly for life. That was bad, but okay.
Oh, God.
Ooh, ignore that. Just ignore that.
Just hashtag Honolly.
Hashtag Honolly. Oof.
But yeah, like this card's really good, and if you're playing it like say something like Blasters, you can just call out your Blaster Blade, and then call out what's his name, Javelin. Use Javelin skill, call out your Flogels, and then this Blaster Blade's just gonna have this giant number on them, swinging and swinging, and you don't have to do nothing from hand because you literally can use the Vanguard skill to get both of them out of your deck.
Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about a little bit of set leaks and stuff. Premium collection is already coming out. We got most of the names. All of our apostles from the anime have gotten their stride. So Dumjis has a stride. Okay, he doesn't have it yet. We don't know the effect, but the art has been leaked. Yeah. All of them have leaked arts and names.
So Ghidorah,
Dumjid, Valios, Glueball,
and what's his name?
Oh, the Dark Irregular one that everybody was said was bad because it was underwhelming from what it did from the episode.
That guy.
It'll come back to me.
I think it starts with a G. I'm probably wrong.
Very much so, I think. I forget. If I see it,
this guy.
You're making hard work for me, but yeah, sure, this guy. And put the name right there. Anyway,
that tells you how much we note how lackluster it was.
Man,
I can't even remember his name.
Fuck it. Continuing. Fuck! Because we did cover this and we gotta cover it again. Damn it!
Sure made an announcement of trial decks.
There are more start decks like an Elden Day, so they're not gonna be as impressive, but they're mostly gonna be for introducing people to the game. But what they're gonna do with them is fucking broken, in my opinion. So they're making start decks for Shadow Paladin and Royal Paladin, and both of them are gonna have King of Knights Alfred and Phantom Blaster Dragon, right?
It's commons. Yes, they have one copy at least.
No, I think it's like every other, like 4 copies of it.
Oh, okay.
And if it's one copy, people are just gonna buy 4 decks because PBDs right now are super expensive.
And these are like gonna be like what, $5, I think, probably.
It says around $5.
Yeah, so
start decks.
$20 for a playset of Flame Blasters. There you go.
Either way, they're doing that. So 50 card deck each for 3 force markers, 15 reprinted each with 1 new vanilla crit each. This is the part that frustrates me. You're gonna have all these reprinted cards in the start deck just to get people introduced, and you're gonna put these good cards, VRs, they're really hard to get now. And you're going to make a new crit. This is going to introduce 12 crit. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think the game was pretty balanced, having just like limited crits. I mean, granted, Brant won't care.
Yeah, fuck it. I like the idea now. Because I've been playing Brant. You put 12 crits in your deck, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, you take away those draws. You don't need them.
Yeah, so this is a fair point. Like, yes, introducing 12 crit is back, and we know sometimes that could have been cancerous in the G era and previously. Some players might not be doing this just because of the draw PGs being so good.
Yeah, like the draw PGs, in my opinion, are so valuable that I don't think it's worth running the crit. Some decks, yes, if you really want to be that aggressive, sure.
What about those decks that ran 4 front, 4 crit? Ah, shit, 8 front, 8 crit. Imagine them running 12 crit, 4 front.
Fair enough.
Shit.
I will say there's only 2 decks, in my opinion, in this format that can actually do it because crits. The reason crits are so bad back in the Stride format is because everything could have 3 drop checks and more. The only things that can do that in this format is Gear Chronicle and OTT. Those are OTT is probably going to be the one thing that can abuse this the most.
As well as Angel Feather.
But we don't know.
Okay, so this is I see what you're going. Can I take it over?
Let me go ahead and say this.
All right.
We don't know if we're going to be getting these. This so far is Japanese.
Oh yeah.
We don't know if we're getting these in the US or not, so we can't really say this. And 2, we don't know if every clan's going to get this.
That's what I want to mention. Yeah. So for right now, if we do get them in English, only Rolls and Shadows are gonna have access to them. But this does open up the avenue of everybody getting them.
Yeah, we don't know if they're gonna get them or not. If they don't, then okay, then cool. Well, they just have more access to crits.
Correct.
But then again, like we were saying earlier, we don't. Those decks might just want to run the draw PGs. They might not.
So going back into more stuff, the third arc for the anime has been announced, and it's going to be the Koshin arc, basically a tournament arc.
Yeah.
They've defeated Katsuto at this point, and they're going in, and from the poster that I'm going to put up right there somewhere, you can see they're still focusing on converting Ibuki to the good side, because we know from G, Ibuki turns good and uses Messiah, and we already know Messiah set's coming out, and we know this is going to happen, but they need to do it in the anime. So, from this poster alone, Ibuki is still Ibuki. He's probably going to be either playing the leaders or Messiah. Kai looks angry.
So, I want to say this, and I think I have a theory how this is going to go.
Because Kai is technically still deleted.
Yes. I think because a lot of people are upset, honestly, about the new Kai and how he's more expressive and not the still stone cold thing. I like the new Kai, personally, because it has personality. But I can see them saying, hey, he got deleted, he hates Vanguard. This is the stone cold Kai that you remember from the old series.
Very much.
And this is how he gets that way.
Anyway, that was that. Continuing on. Most people already know this, but I'm going to cover it real quick. We already had the Japanese set announcement for the future, and we now have also the English set announcements for the future. So in June, we're going to get Premium Collection, like we talked about. July is going to be the Heroic Justice one with Kagura, Nova Grapple, and Link Joker. So Kagura and Nova Grapple are going to see their third wave of support as well as Link Joker. And then you're in the same month, we're going to get a extra booster of Dimension Police, Grand Blue, and Aqua Force. And we already know that set, I forgot to mention it, I skipped over it, but it's called My Justice or something. I'm going to pop up a picture somewhere over here. And as you can see, Maelstrom's back.
Yep.
Maelstrom is back, and Dimension Police and Grand Blue are going to get more support. Quick note on that.
I got Grand Blue, so we're going to probably see a bit more Grand Blue.
But what will be the VR?
Probably likely Kakaitis.
I can see Kakaitis.
I don't think they're going to do 7 Seas Night Mist. They're not going to have a grade 3 7 Season. Oh, never mind. I take that back completely now. I was going to say that, and then I thought, oh, well, they did Dark Bond Trumpeter and the other Trumpeter for Shadow Paladins.
And the Beast Deity for Novus.
Well, no. Not the namesake. I'm saying, like, they actually have a Dark Bond Trumpeter crit and then a Dark Bond grade 2.
Oh, yeah, true.
So, like, I could see them doing 7 Seas maybe. But more than likely, it's going to be Kakaitis.
Yep. Either way, in August, then, we're going to get another Miyagi set. And the reason I say another Miyagi set is because it's a set with Royal Paladin, OTT, Gold Paladin, Nubatama, and Narukami.
Gesundheit. You went through that fast.
Very much so. I know how to talk fairly fast and clear. I think it's clear. I'm hoping it's clear.
Continue.
Very much so. September is going to introduce AL4 again, and this time without Link Joker. So it's going to be Shadow Paladin, Murakumo, Dark Irregular, and Pale Moon. What the hell are they going to do for those? As well as for the previous set, what the hell?
I hope you like the main characters of the show, because obviously those are going to be the decks that get the most supported from the looks of it.
Let's just stop here, because those are booster packs back to back. Royal Paladin, more blasters. Fuck it.
Yeah.
OTT, maybe Tsukuyomi?
More than likely Tsukuyomi.
Gold Paladin, since they got shafted in the previous set, maybe they're going to finally introduce Platinazle?
It won't be Platinazle. It'll more than likely be Scissors to make anything more Ezel.
There we go.
I don't think it's going to be Ezel.
Nubatama, they can always do this Seal from Murakumo again and make another Magatsu. There is another Magatsu, remember?
Yeah, there is a Legion.
Yep.
Yeah.
They can make him. And Narukami, ooh, Gauntlet Buster.
Gauntlet Buster would be nice, or Descendant.
Descendant, ooh. I see Gauntlet Buster from Naoki. Descendant is not Naoki's style.
He was known for Descendant also, but at the same time, I don't see him give him another Restanding Vanguard.
Correct. And then going to Shadow Paladin, like, what the hell? Raging Form?
Mordred Phantom?
Raging Form?
Mordred Phantom?
Either or. Murakumo.
Raging Form goes probably likely, yeah. Murakumo?
The fuck? We did Zangeki. We did Zanbaku.
What's his name? The guy that locked stuff. The reverse guy.
I don't know.
Maybe that guy?
Maybe. Dark Irregular. Finally Ragey.
Finally Ragey or Amon.
Amon, fuck me.
Give into it. Make him on. Do it, Bushy.
And then Pale Moon could be some sort of Silverthorn, because I don't know much about Pale Moon.
No, it is Silverthorn. I'm calling it now. It is Silverthorn.
Fair enough.
They already leaked the Silverthorn promo. That was
True.
So it's gonna be Silverthorn.
And then finally, October is going to see an extra booster of Tachikaze, Spy Better, and Megakami. Finally, those three are going to get support. Like, I have all three. Ah!
And I can tell you, all three are gonna be Ancient Dragon, more machining,
I can see that. Or Giraffa.
more machining.
Or Giraffa.
I'm calling it more machining.
You also called Ragey for the previous Dark Regular set, and he never showed up.
And
Instead, we got Fifth Element
Got
guy.
your very favorite one, Dudley.
Fuck Dudley. Give me Bad Ogle.
You're gonna get Dudley.
Give me Bad Ogle.
You're gonna get both.
I want Bad Ogle. If it was Bad Ogle like back in the day, that's gonna be tough. But yeah, finally some support for those three clans, because damn, we waited for a long time.
Yeah, and then after that,
Why are all the clans that I want, I'm waiting for the longest? Fuck main characters.
is it really that long?
I waited for Link Joker for a fucking year after they rebooted it.
And you're getting 3 back-to-back sets,
Uh-huh. That's deserved.
and then you're gonna have to wait a whole another year.
Fuck. And look at it this way. I'm waiting for a year and almost a half for Tachi, Spike, and Megacon support.
So is anybody else that has those decks?
Sadness. But yeah, that was
You
most
think
of the
you can-
leaks.
Or you
That
think
was
you can
most of
still
the
have
news.
those decks?
That was most of the leaks. That was most of the news. I mean, look at Angel Feather and Neo Nectar and Gear Chronicle and Genesis and Great Nature. They're all still waiting for their second wave.
And it's
It's not going to be in October.
I can hear. You know what's funny? I'm listening to all the Bermuda players right now. You all feel my pain of having to wait a year for support.
But that's Bermuda. That's their whole gimmick.
No, not everybody else has to feel it. Unless you're Royals or any of the main set characters.
Either way, yeah, that was the week's leaks, and that was also the news happening, and hopefully we covered it fast. I'm gonna be crying when I look at this video duration, so we're gonna cover just a few more things real fast, and that's it.
Because I'm going to tell you, sorry for over an hour.
Fuck! Anywho, like I've been mentioning, this is recording on Thursday. Tomorrow it is Atlanta. Most likely this either went up after Atlanta, so if you're watching this, the results of what we did, hopefully we did well. What do you think?
I'm hoping I did well. If the tournament ended up anything like ARG, granted that was right when the ARG set came out, we might be pretty decent. We still need to do some playtesting. Like I still need to do some playtesting against Shadows and Pale Moon and some of the other stuff from the new set that I haven't played against. Like I played against them maybe once or twice, but not enough to where I feel comfortable.
Rarely.
And today and tomorrow is going to be kind of like a gauntlet for me. Just to get.
We'll see. The results are out, so future us, hope we did well.
Yes, basically.
And then with the videos, I mean, we're going to try to get back on track. I'm getting a little bit swamped with school because it's my final month of everything. Like the second I finish, I'll be graduating and all that.
By the time this video comes up, he's probably already graduated.
Fuck you. Anywho, I know I keep expecting about hope for Murakami and Gold Paladin deck profile that went to ARG and will go to Atlanta. Hopefully I can build up a decent Murakumo deck. Fuck Link Joker, I love him, but I'm not gonna showcase the leader deck. I'm gonna get frustrated too much.
He's just gonna wait for Brant and hope.
Exactly. Shadow Paladin, unfortunately, we got rid of. We should have done the deck profile before. We got rid of him, sadly.
Yeah, Shane's got one, so we might.
But he doesn't have PVDs.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Murakumo, I said. Gold Paladin, Murakami, I said. I might get Hector to do a Royal Paladin deck profile. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if Jeff wants to do some. We're also gonna do some gameplays with some of the new stuff, showcase it. A lot.
Yep.
A lot.
Good one.
Yeah, so that's That's pretty much it. You got anything else that I'm forgetting?
Pretty much it. Oh, depending on what happens when we go to Atlanta, there could be a very big abundance of Bakugan videos coming up soon.
Oh yeah, they just put up a TCG on TCG Player.
TCG Player just finally got product, and on top of that, there is a lot of stores in the East Coast where we're at, back in Florida, that have started to get Wave 3 stuff and packs of the second packs.
Correct.
So, depending on what happens in Atlanta when we go down there, we're going to be hunting a little bit for it. We might be getting, I know we've been pretty scarce on Bakugan.
I haven't uploaded the revised games yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to upload those.
Yeah, those are coming soon. Hopefully when we get that, we might be doing some pack openings of that.
Correct.
And stuff like that. So, maybe look forward to that because we might be doing that soon.
Yep. Alright. I think that's it because I don't want to edit too long.
Alright.
So, like this video, subscribe to our channel to see more shenanigans from us and gameplays and adventures and stupidity. Share it, I guess. We got a Facebook, go check that out as well. It's in the description. Motherfucker. I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you in the next one. Woo! Still haven't blinked and I win.